What's happening, guys? LightningSnow back today with another video. As I said in my community post a few days ago, I'm going to be doing some Boruto videos about every Tuesday or Wednesday, just because as like side videos, just kind of go forward. And today, for y'all channel veterans, I have my boy Kyle Kenny back today with me. Say hey, everybody.
What's up, guys? Long time no speak.
Yeah, for real. Like for y'all day one veterans, like from the channel, y'all already know Kyle Kenny. But for those of you who don't, Kyle Kenny's was the first one to ever do one of my videos with me. So I have him on the channel like every so often. So and he's gonna continue to do these Boruto side videos with me as the weeks go by. So today, as you saw in the title and thumbnail, we're just gonna be talking about Shikamaru as Hokage and what we think about it. Just a quick combo about if it's the right decision or if it is not the right decision. I know the thumbnail and the title may like be subject to some clickbait because it may seem like I'm trying to hate on Shikamaru, but it's not really hate. I just well, Kenny, like, what were your initial thoughts when you first saw that Shikamaru was the Hokage?
So, like, initial thoughts, it made sense that they went with Shikamaru, but at the same time, I'm curious why they didn't just go back to Kakashi.
Right, because like in the part one, that's what they did, or in the history of part one, whenever there was an absence from Minato to Tsunade, they needed to fill that vacuum from the Hokage position in right now, like the most feasible candidate. There were people who could argue that Jiraiya still, even at that time, probably could have been Hokage or Orochimaru, but even still, like, it's one of those things where, in this case, the first person that I think most people did assume that was going to be Hokage was Kakashi. So, like, I mean, going on that, like, I think it'd have been like cool to finally see Kakashi on the manga page and maybe even in the anime, going forward, when the anime comes out. Like, it'd be cool to see Hokage Kakashi finally in action. We only saw him really in action during the movie The Last, and he didn't really get a whole lot of screen time as like Hokage. So unless you're watching the filler arcs in the Boruto series with him like throwing hands with Kashi and Koji, you really don't get to see a whole lot of Kakashi in action. So I think it'd been really nice to see do some stuff as Hokage, filling the role. Kenny, what do you think about that?
I was thinking about it. There's always, we had that 3-year time skip. There's a chance he might have been like an interim, Hokage during that time, right after the, Naruto, vanished.
Yeah.
Before they threw Shikamaru into it, so maybe we'll get some backstory of the 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Where we get to see some of the Hokage Kakashi stuff.
True, because every so often like the anime kind of adapts like extra scenes that for like explanations sometimes, and so like you said, the manga might like have it like skipped over that section where like everyone had like a council meeting and like Kakashi and maybe Tsunade were there to kind of like maybe give an opinion or give recommendations on who should be the Hokage. And because I mean I would imagine some in the Leaf Village would probably assume and want Kakashi to be Hokage, but then Kakashi's retired and so is Tsunade, so they're probably like, well, who's the next? Because like honestly, like in canon, like it makes sense in continuity because Kakashi did like recommend Shikamaru's dad in Shippuden, like whenever there was that first time when Kakashi was being nominated the first time around as Hokage. And Kakashi kind of makes a offhanded comment to Shikaku. He's like, well, I think I'd feel a lot better if you became Hokage. And Shikaku's like, yeah, but I'm a little bit too old for that. So I think that might be the mindset that Kakashi's in. But I think Kakashi's still like, I mean, with everything that we've read about him in the novels and even in the Boruto, like he's still like strong enough to take on the mantle if he needed to. So there are a lot of people who were thinking that Konohamaru should have been like, not a lot of people. I think there are like a little bit of the fan base that were actually thinking that Konohamaru should have been a decent candidate for Hokage, and I think that actually makes a good bit of sense because, I'm not saying Shikamaru's weak, but in terms of like jutsu variety, I think Konohamaru might actually have the edge in terms of ability over Shikamaru.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. But like Shikamaru's always been so good at making the most of his jutsu that it's kind of hard to say because like I don't feel like in the Shippuden era, I don't feel like Darui or any of those other new Kage stood out above Shikamaru.
Yeah,
I never felt like they were drastically stronger than him.
Well, in terms of like their abilities may not matter as much because like they may have like not overwhelming, I suppose, but they may have like some physical strength and jutsu variety over Shikamaru, but Shikamaru's intelligence like more than makes up for jutsu variety or jutsu depravity rather than jutsu variety. Like his intelligence makes up for it. So like you said, I think there's a fair case to be made that Shikamaru could probably handle Shippuden Boruto Kage, like the Boruto Kage in their Shippuden days. So I agree with you. And also
we really haven't seen anything from adult Shikamaru. We don't know how much longer his range has gotten.
Yeah.
With the abilities, we don't know if he's developed new abilities to go with it.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine he just stopped training, especially since he's been Naruto's aide all these years.
Yeah.
He had to have at least some level of strength to protect him or whatnot.
Yeah. And on a narrative spin, it does make sense that Shikamaru is the Hokage. He's been around longer. He was the advisor to Kakashi in his day, and he's obviously been Naruto's advisor. So he has the structure, the village structure building that probably Tobirama had, that Hiruzen kind of failed to have. And so I think it does make sense from a objective standpoint, because Shikamaru is used to running a village. My only problem, here's the thing, I love Shikamaru, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm starting to Shikamaru a lot more than Boruto Shikamaru, because I don't know if you've noticed in the filler episodes, but it seems like Shikamaru is very by the book on the village rules.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing.
For Boruto's current situation, he's probably the worst Hokage they could have got.
Yeah, it seems like he's giving Boruto the short end of the stick, and I get he has to be objective in a lot of this, but Sarada's coming to him point blank, hey man, you are wrong. This is not Boruto. What are you doing? And it just seems like he's by the book on this situation, and I get he has to be objective because he's the Hokage, but this is, even in whenever that Boruto and Kabuki had that fight, and Momoshiki took over Boruto's body, and Kabuki had did what he had to do. Yeah, it sucks that he had to quote kill Boruto, but Shikamaru was right after the fight was done, he's well, we need to probably take Kawaki prisoner. We can't afford to be lenient on a situation like this. Yeah, he did what he had to do, but he still did it without any hesitation. I'm okay, Sasuke said he was gonna do that, and you didn't say anything to him. So I get that Shikamaru has to be objective, but it seems like he's I don't want to say this for certainty, so I really hope that no one hates him. I don't want to go this far, but he's getting right on the cusp of Donzo's kind of mindset on village building, because Donzo is also very by the book, but a lot more dirty about it. He didn't care how it looked or what it took. I don't think Shikamaru was going to get anywhere near that point, but it just seems like that's kind of the direction that he's going.
In his defense, even if he did kind of believe Sarada, there's really nothing he could do, because the entire village, wants Boruto dead.
Yeah, that is true.
What's crazy to me is it's not like it changed how anybody looked. Do you think if you had someone like Sarada or Sasuke, hey, something's up here, believe us, you could look at Boruto and be yeah, that looks a lot more like Naruto than this guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't know. Going forward, I think that Shikamaru will be a good Hokage. I'm just scared of because honestly, let's be honest, we don't know how long Naruto's gonna be at it. We don't know, and we don't know if Naruto, say if Naruto gets rescued or saved or comes back to the village, is Shikamaru still gonna be the Hokage? And if is Shikamaru gonna be willing to relinquish the title back to Naruto? Who knows? At a certain point, he might start to think that Naruto's way of doing things is a little bit naive, and he might start to get that Donzo mentality. I don't want to say it's going to go that far, because it's Shikamaru. Shikamaru's been, Naruto's best friend, pretty much since day one. So I don't think it's going to go that far, but
I actually don't think Naruto's going to want the position back. I'm pretty confident after 3, 4, let's say 5 years trapped or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking when he comes out, if everything's mellowed out, he's just going to be a family guy.
Yeah.
Because he's missed all these years with Hima.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to want to make up for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. The family man thing. I get that. But honestly, I hope it doesn't get to that point, because that would be kind of a total slap in the face of the whole Naruto series. You know what I'm saying? Him working towards getting the Hokage position, and I get it. Things happen. It's not I don't know. I'm closer to the Naruto series, obviously, than to Boruto. So to see that happen, for Naruto not to become Hokage anymore, I was already towing the line when Kurama died, and because I was, again, that's like the epitome of the Naruto series. So when he died, I thought like, the Naruto series was kind of taking a back seat, which it's the sequel series, so it kind of has to some extent. But I don't know. I hope it doesn't get to that point. I hope Naruto doesn't like, say, hey, I don't really want the position anymore. But I could see where you're going with it. I can see like, after so long, maybe he wants a different role than being Hokage. So I could definitely see that happen.
Yeah, I feel like once he comes out of there, his priorities are going to get shuffled.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I understand growing up, he didn't have the family and stuff. He wanted to be recognized, but he does like the whole reason he wanted the Hokage was to be recognized.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that.
True. Yeah.
I think when he comes out, he's going to feel that need to be with the family and, kind of make it up to Boruto for the crap he's been through the whole time he was out of commission.
Yeah. I could definitely see that's a for real possibility. So, well, I guess we'll see. And honestly, like on going back to what I was saying earlier, the whole Kakashi thing, someone did actually mention that Kishimoto does have plans for Kakashi going forward in this next part of the Boruto series. So I think we are going to see Kakashi in action. So fingers crossed on that one, because it'd be kind of cool to see him like have like some manga pages adapted to him.
I'm curious which side he's going to be on.
That's true. Yeah, I am too, because no one knows the truth about what's going on. So like because Kakashi made an offhanded comment to Shikamaru in one of the filler episodes about him being like so strict about the rules down, because he said like verbatim like, so you choose the oddest times to be all by the book about things. So I think if I had to guess, if Naruto comes out of there with opposing ideals than Shikamaru, I honestly think Kakashi would side with Naruto more. But I can see him almost being right on the cusp of being neutral, where he understands Shikamaru's point of view, but he's going to side with Naruto just because it's Naruto.
Well, I mean, if he makes it out before, all the fighting and stuff has come to a close, I think that's going to help to shift some of that blame from Boruto. It's going to be like, hey, Kawaki, whatever, was saying that he killed him, and obviously he didn't.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What happened?
Yeah. So.
And I'm curious if, like, since they were trapped, I don't think the omnipotence would have had an effect on them. So when they come out, they should still have their previous memories,
Yeah. So I'm hoping that's how it is. I think I'm right in saying that I'm kind of stressed about what's going to happen, because I'm starting to get more invested in it, and like there's just so many. Because I don't want people. I hate when characters get divided, especially characters we've grown up with, all these years. So it would suck to see like Shikamaru and Naruto kind of divided as far as their ideals go, and like where like the decision making. So, but nonetheless, like I'm excited for this next chapter to come out. Apparently, it's going to come out like September 20th or something like that. So we'll continue to make some like random Boruto videos before then. But
I'm still extremely upset that they're going to be and not weekly.
Yeah, I know, because
that means anime adaptation's way out.
Oh, I know. That is yeah. Trust me,
there's a lot of negative back. Like, it's looking good right now. Like the plot behind it is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think
once you get past the whole alien people everywhere.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, even the haters, because I'm not 100% sold on Boruto yet. I'm still like a 80-20. Yeah, I'm like an 80-20. Like I'm 20% for Boruto, but 80% still Naruto, like only.
Yeah.
But I think that at a certain point, even all of us that doubted, there's gonna be like an episode or a chapter that's gonna leave us like, what? Because even the fights that prior, like there's been a lot of good, clean fights prior to this second part. So like, it's not like Boruto doesn't have anything that's good. Like there's definitely some good stuff about it. It's just,
I think the only issue they have with Boruto is because like they have so many fillers because of how early they started.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest issue they got.
Yeah,
I think because like I don't hear as many complaints about the manga as I do the anime.
Yeah. Well, people like wanted to complain back in the day when they said that Naruto and Sasuke didn't get as much development as, looking back, it doesn't, like, because you look back, there wasn't a whole lot of episodes in between, episode 1 and, when Sasuke departed. So if we had and then they go and make all these filler episodes about when they were younger and them going on different kind of missions. I'm like, if they had done that, there would have been a lot more build up and a lot more time to develop Naruto and Sasuke's relationship. So when the final valley fight happened and Sasuke left the village, it hit a lot more than it did, because it still hit hard. Like there was still some development, but I feel like if we had gotten more time for them together, them going on missions, them interacting more as kids, because after the tuning exams and Sasuke gets knocked out by Itachi, really not a whole lot of them having screen time. So I think that's what they were going with on the anime filler with Boruto. They were trying to develop that time for them as kids, so that once this whole stuff happened with Kawaki and Boruto and everybody else, that it would hit hard, mean a lot more. So
it's just weird because I don't know what they did wrong, but it was so ineffective.
Yeah,
I like I watched both of them. It still hit harder when Sasuke left.
Yeah.
Even though they used all those fillers to build up the characters in Boruto, like you get no actual connection.
Yeah.
To any of them.
No, for sure. And even the ones that do, it's really just like Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki. I mean, that's really about it.
Whereas Naruto did a great job of building up everybody. Like when they go on the Sasuke rescue arc, the retrieval, you're feeling for every one of them when they're going through their fight. Yeah. Even Choji, who no one cared about. You feel for Choji during his fight. Like, man, my boy's stepping up. Yeah. Let's go.
Like,
you don't feel about any characters in Boruto.
I was about to say, can anyone honestly really tell me that they care about like Metal Lee? Like, as much as I love Lee,
I forget he's there.
As I'm saying, like, and and so like, I mean, Himawari is definitely someone like you just kind of care out of like loyalty for Naruto. Like, obviously, you don't want.
I'm kind of excited to see more of her.
Me too. Me too. I'm actually really, I'm excited to see, like, because there's no way she hadn't been training. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still got the rest of her Hyuga clan, I'm sure, in the village, and so you gotta assume that they're like she's constantly training. So yeah. So I am.
She's still well enough off to spar with the older kids, even though she's probably 6 years younger.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
Yeah. So I'm excited for. I think I'm excited for everybody who didn't get as much screen time, but I'm more excited to see what Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki, and Himawari are capable of, and Shikadai. I think Shikadai is like right on the cusp of like as far as the other kids in Boruto are concerned.
I gotta say, they really did him dirty with these character designs. He looks the same.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
They didn't do him any justice.
Maybe the anime will kind of fix that. Who knows? They kind of always adapt different things to the design. But
that's the only thing we might get good for the fillers here. We maybe before they even start getting into the Boruto coming back and stuff, they might do like a 10, 15, 20 episode span of that 3 years.
Yeah.
Of some fillers. I just don't know how they do that and make sure it still stays canon.
Yeah,
or canon-ish.
Because they kind of did that with Naruto Shippuden with the whole tuning exam filler arc they did with it wasn't for Naruto like specifically, but it was about the other Genin who were like explain how they became Chunin during that 3 year time span. So I think they might do the same thing for Boruto. That would be kind of nice. I wouldn't mind watching that. I think it wouldn't be as exciting, but if it was like one of those things where like the series is already done and there's still some left to watch, then I don't think I'd mind. But so that's gonna do it for today. I just wanted to get our thoughts on the Shikamaru Hokage plot line and to see.
We got a little off topic there, but I mean the topic was that in Boruto anyway. So.
Yeah. So next time we might talk about how the designs look on each character. That might be like the video topic for next week. So if y'all wanna keep in the know and keep on the the update on the channel and the videos what we're doing next week, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting another video on Saturday. So until my next one, LightningSnow.